WolfPunch.
Valid points on me.
Roasted, bitch.
We're talking loud.
Talk loud.
Wrong podcast.
Tune in for the new WolfPunch podcast, Talking Loud.
Talking loud.
We're talking loud.
No, okay.
So
Anyway.
let's do this podcast.
Talking
What's this
Jurassic
podcast?
World.
Tight. So hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of WolfPunch.
That's right.
I'm Kyle.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing this.
Oh, I'm Michael Kemp.
I'm Wayne.
I'm also Kyle.
He wishes. Anyway,
My name's
Zane and
Rod,
I like to
and
party.
I like to party.
My name's Kyle and I like to party. I'm the only one who parties. I know for a fact, Michael, you do not party.
No, I don't.
So yeah,
Kyle's party.
today we're talking about Hot Rod. No, I'm kidding. We're talking about. We should. That's a phenomenal movie. We're
very
talking
good.
about Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. Zane, you want to hit us with that plot synopsis?
I guess. Wow, weird. Yeah. Okay. So this movie, it was this for some reason. IMDb says that this was written by Jake Logsdon. So thank you, Jake, wherever in the fuck you are.
Why did you say for some reason?
I don't know why does it say nothing? He didn't write the movie. He didn't write the movie. He wrote the synopsis.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh.
Like, why are you telling me that? I don't care. Anyway, 4 years after the Jurassic World theme park was closed down, Owen and Claire returned to Isla Nublar to save the dinosaurs when they learned that a once dormant volcano on the island is active and is threatening to extinguish all life. Along the way, Owen sets out to find Blue, his lead raptor, and discovers a conspiracy that could disrupt the natural order of the entire planet. Life has found a way. Again.
Who left the fridge open?
Yeah, it does feel like that.
It straight up
those
feels like
trailers
that.
from
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, the
Tropic
Scorcher.
Thunder. Yeah, it feels like, again, as someone who hasn't really seen Jurassic Park movies, that sounds ridiculous. Just gonna throw that out there.
It is ridiculous.
It's like a ridiculous, like what the fuck? Like it just sounds like a weird B movie at this point.
It almost
Doesn't it?
is.
Am I off base in saying that it kind of sounds like a B movie?
That's what the script is, and if
Yeah.
it was like a
B
cheesier-
movie stars Jerry Seinfeld.
Michael, don't laugh at that.
He loved it.
Get out.
Don't encourage him.
All right.
Kemp loved it.
No, this movie, the script, like if this were like a cheesy, like super violent, goofy movie, like if it was like Deep Blue Sea, this would be perfect. This would be the perfect setup.
Yeah.
But no, you're supposed to take it seriously, and it's bad.
It's yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna get it out there. I fucking hate this movie more than Tag, guys.
Yeah, same.
It's more than Tag. I had more fun watching Tag and just being like, "What the fuck am I watching?" And this, I was just,
And
I wanted to leave.
Well, any of our faithful listeners, they know you did not like Tag.
It's
so.
true. I did not like.
Mad
Tag.
about it.
No, I'm
Dan,
mad
what
about
did you
this.
think of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom?
I hate to be like the voice of positivity because I did not think this was a good movie at all.
No.
At the start of it, I mean, this will kind of come when we talk about the plot a little bit. I actually kind of had some fun with it. It seemed goofy. It rekindled my love of dinosaurs a little bit because I hadn't seen them forever. And I think a lot of it was actually due to the fact that when I saw it, there was like an 8-year-old kid in the seat next to me who was getting like all excited, like pumped up, and like scared when the dinosaurs were doing like crazy shit. Then I was like, oh man, maybe there is some magic left in this. And then like the first act ends and it just gets really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And
See, I thought you were going to say
magic's
you did
gone.
the Dan cocktail where you just like got blitzed before.
Yeah.
No, I had like one beer, so
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was maybe like the dumbness just hit me in the face even harder than I don't know.
Fair enough.
That's a fair amount of positivity.
Not-
children like this.
Children like this because they don't think about plots.
That was when I was in the movie. I was thinking about was like when I watched Jurassic Park as a kid. I wasn't paying attention to anything like this.
No, you're enchanted by the dinosaurs and the danger.
Yeah, but when I got older and I watched it, I was like, holy shit, this movie is
Yeah,
like
it's actually a good movie.
fucking
Yeah,
no,
sick.
like
Jurassic Park is one of those movies
Wonderful.
that I'm shocked at how well it holds up.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not just visually.
I watched it with my wife for the first, she'd never seen it, and last year she saw it for the first time, and she was scared when you were supposed to be scared,
Like the beginning, the raptor part, and
Yeah.
then them chasing him through the fucking kitchen and shit like that.
Yeah,
That part
like,
where
it's
you're
all
Just going over to
holds
the
up and it's
bunker
still,
while
like,
doing an
still-
outfit,
yeah,
going over
exactly.
there. Oh, that's so
like
good.
that all the suspense in that movie works, and it doesn't rely on what we were talking about earlier about it has to get bigger and dumber or whatever. It just it's very grounded, and it's with this one contained group of people.
All of the characters are like scientists and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
instead of a bunch of,
Believable.
like-
They're smart people,
Yeah.
not fucking idiots that just wind up there.
But as someone who didn't see the movie, you said all the characters are scientists and stuff instead of what are they this time?
Action
Velociraptor train.
Yeah, there's the Raptor Wrangler. There's a bunch
Yeah.
of mercenaries.
The lady in the water.
Yeah.
A bunch of rich, evil white dudes.
yeah.
That
It's-
too.
it's-
Yeah.
Each of these
Corporate
movies.
suits.
Yeah, or there were the fellas in cowboy hats and bolo ties. They were having fun.
Fucking idiots.
That's so you know that they want to hunt dinosaurs.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, the point is these movies get gradually more and more shallow.
For sure.
They that's the thing is kids movies these days have more depth in them
Oh yeah.
than what this movie did.
For sure.
Um,
Incredibles 2 was wonderful.
No, I'll take your word on that.
Yeah, I could talk about it all day, but we didn't do a podcast.
We
on
didn't.
it, so
I'll
whatever.
say Up has more emotional depth.
Boom, it totally
And
does.
that's not even a very recent kids movie.
Nope.
This movie sucks. Anyway, no. So right out of the gate, don't get me wrong. Jurassic World, the first one, is not a very deep or complicated or interesting movie either. But I just comparing the starts of the first Jurassic Park movie has a fucking great intro.
Oh,
You know that you're there for dinosaurs, but it doesn't show the dinosaur.
tease you.
You don't know what dinosaur is in there,
Yeah.
and it's getting the guy, and it's shoot time. And you're like, this is fucking metal as balls, dude. This rules. And then you get to the beginning of this movie, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is the giant dinosaur in the tank still alive when it's the size of a building and it doesn't have anything to eat?
Yeah.
4 years. And then
the size of a building?
yeah,
Oh,
the
it's
fucking
huge.
giant
Yeah.
whale dinosaur.
Oh, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they go into its tank
Yeah.
to get the tooth of the Indominus Rex,
Yeah.
so
Who
they can
gives a
do
shit?
more genetic soup mixing.
Because they didn't have vials of its
Yeah,
shit.
why save
Why
things?
didn't what Dr. Wu or whatever his fucking name was
Don't save things if you don't have to. Okay, because you can just send a couple schmoes down there.
yeah.
For a stunningly not interesting sequence. But I will say, in Dan's defense, he was talking about he didn't hate the beginning of the movie.
The lava and
entirely.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Sure.
Of you have a reason why they're going back to the island. It's a little annoying where you're watching Bryce Dallas Howard's character in the first movie. She's like a stuffy corporate stooge, and then they're like, "Well, that wasn't fun. We got to make her more likable." So this time she's starting a grassroots operation to save these animals.
Yeah.
Where she's on the front lines and she's got a bunch of hipsters working with her.
Those,
So
those
like her.
two were insufferable.
Oh yeah, they were
Insufferable.
they were the worst. But we'll get to them in a minute.
They're fine.
Shut up, Michael.
No, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll-
anyway,
we'll-
go ahead.
As the hipster of the group, I don't even. This doesn't sound good to me either.
Yeah, then you would have hated these people.
Yeah, you really should have watched this movie. You would have had some fun. But overall, I didn't mind. I like that even though Jeff Goldblum is in the movie for a total of 2 minutes,
Hell yeah.
I like that he spends those minutes
Saying fuck this movie.
yeah, true to his character saying fuck the dinosaurs. Nothing good is going to come out of rescuing them. So I did like that there was an interesting back and forth, and that was the closest that this movie comes to not having all of its characters on one side, because everybody who watches these movies, they're like, oh, I love Ian Malcolm, whoever Jeff Goldblum played
Yeah.
is the best one.
Yeah.
So it's the audience already has a soft spot for him, so it was nice to see him disagree with your new protagonist.
Sure.
It's the main reason why I wish he was in the movie more. It would be really hard to shoehorn him in there more than they did, but
Yeah.
it kind of would have been nice to see a likable character that disagreed with somebody.
What was his? I mean, this is probably too much, but what was his like?
Qualifications?
Yeah, for
I
being
have no
there.
idea.
I forget what it was.
But-
Something with chaos theory.
But
I
that's an
thought.
interesting point because you were talking about how like I saw this with Jurassic World, the first one, like how the original movies kind of have this like variance in like how you're supposed to feel about things, whereas at least Jurassic World, like there's a very like set in like the people who like the dinosaurs and are friends with them are good, and everyone else is bad.
Yeah. Whereas like part of the reason why like the first movie is so amazing is like you're watching paleontologists and stuff who've dedicated their lives to studying dinosaurs, and obviously they're enchanted by this place and they think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But they're also like, this might not have been a good idea.
Yeah.
And they're not best friends with any of the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs aren't good or evil.
They're not fucking running next to their motorcycles
Yeah.
through the jungle.
They're just,
Fucking-
they're like, oh fuck, I hope I don't get eaten by a raptor, but I can feed that Brachiosaurus this leaf right now.
yeah.
And that's the closest they come to being best friends with a dinosaur, and then it
Exactly.
sneezes all over the little girl.
And she cries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a fucking great movie.
It is a wonderful movie.
It still holds up so well.
It
It's so
does.
good.
It does.
But, you know, that was 25 years ago.
It was.
And cinema has changed.
Yeah.
For the
since
worse.
then. Yeah. Now we have, like, we've talked about this before, like, this change sort of happened gradually with The Lost World, Jurassic Park, the sequel, was, like, definitely more shallow, where you have,
For
like,
sure.
like, what
Vince
is it?
Vaughn's running around.
Vince Vaughn is tight.
No,
He's
Vince
slingering
Baby's
all
great.
over the place.
He's just crashing that dinosaur with it.
There is a like mom and dad dinosaur in that.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
They could have gotten married and knocked boots and had that. No.
Yeah.
Then whatever.
I watched
Anyway,
that.
He steals her baby.
trying to make it work. Didn't
Yeah,
work.
it didn't work.
Like,
Bad
Vince
joke.
Vaughn is there.
He's not anywhere near the worst part of the movie.
No, he's not. I'm kidding. That
But I
was
mean,
just
they have like Arliss Howard's character is like John Hammond's like nephew or something, and he's like,
Was that what he was?
yeah, something like that.
Something
And
he's related.
running the company now. And
Yeah, that's right.
He has a lot of terrible ideas and hires a bunch of mercenaries
Yeah.
to get dinosaurs off of the island
Yeah.
to open a theme park on the mainland. And that's the plot of The Lost World, where you're like, yeah, this is goofy and dumb and really shallow, but then you learn how much worse it could get in this movie, where like the company, it's not InGen now, I don't know what it is, I can't remember, but they're suckering Claire and Owen into going back to the island
Yeah.
to rescue the dinosaurs from the volcano, which I'm like, this makes sense. He's telling them, oh, we're going to put them on this little sanctuary island that we bought, and they can live in peace and not die a horrible, fiery death. And I'm like, okay, that's the plot of the movie. That could be fine. That is fine.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that movie. Instead
Track
of,
down fucking dinosaurs and save them before this fucking eruption.
the second I saw Ted Levine's character on screen, I was like, oh, fuck. He was...
You gotta.
Sorry,
preface
he
this
was
shit.
the second I see, I don't know his character's name, the second I see Buffalo Bill,
There we
evil
go.
military mercenary on screen, part of me hoped, no, they're gonna mix it up. Maybe he'll be a nice guy.
He'll be playing against toys.
yeah,
sure.
yeah, but no, he
We'll
was.
save the day at the end.
You have a bunch of evil mercenaries there to round up the dinosaurs, and I'm like, you know what? Even that, I can roll with. Maybe they're like, these guys brought guns to the island, and they're just not getting dinosaurs in the nicest way, and there will be turmoil. But instead, the company that hires them is like, we're hiring all of these evil mercenaries to get all of these dinosaurs so that we can sell them to a bunch of rich evil billionaires so that we can fund our project to make the Indoraptor because the Indominus Rex wasn't enough, and because
Raptors are way cooler.
because Star-Lord's
Wrong.
research wrangling raptors has proven military applications, which is
Yeah.
easily the dumbest part of the first Jurassic
Easily.
World.
Yep.
Which, Michael, it's interesting to see that you hated this movie because you did like Jurassic World and you didn't hate that raptor idea, and I think 4 years of hanging out with me has ruined you.
Good. It's for the better.
It's for the best.
I mean, I didn't hate.
You
this
used to be
movie,
happy, but now you
but
need to be bitter.
Yeah.
You have made me more bitter.
Yeah. You sound like Eeyore right there.
I'm going to go home and listen to Joy Division and cry in my pillow.
I might do that anyway,
Yeah.
but I did that when I was happy, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
snatch.
When I was happy. Is this an intervention?
Yeah,
Name of the podcast.
Yeah.
When I was happy.
maybe your sex tape.
Jesus Christ.
Play Joy Division.
Anyway. So yeah, the movie just starts like that was my biggest hang-up overall, was just watching like how shallow this movie could get, where like I hated it in the first Jurassic World, where like Kingpin was in the movie and he was like, yeah, you fucking train raptors, that's sweet. You ever think about enlisting them to fight for their country? I had a pet wolf and my bitch wife got in my face and my wolf bit her. And I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what's gonna happen here. A raptor's gonna eat him later.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch 2 hours of movie to get to that point.
Exactly. The same thing happens here, though.
This movie doubles down. They're like, we have
triples down.
We have evil military guy, we have evil rich business guy, and then we have the
And then we have the auctioneer.
Yeah, we have the auctioneer.
Oh my god!
Oh,
as
man.
soon as I saw that guy from Winter Soldier, I was like,
Yeah, he was.
Of course he was a fucking.
It was a nightmare. Everyone's death is incredibly predictable.
Oh yeah.
Every character that dies is a bad guy because
Yep.
they're not friends with dinosaurs or nice to them.
Yep.
The closest we come to an innocent person dying is like the decrepit old dude who's not John Hammond.
Who gets fucking?
His death is the
fucking
funniest
pillow.
thing in the whole movie. It is so funny. So it's like,
explain to me how it's funny.
I will. So
Let me
spoiler
explain the
alert.
joke.
Spoiler alert. There's an old guy.
James Cromwell.
Yes, who is doing a British accent.
Yeah.
While a British actor who's his underling does an American accent.
Yeah, that was weird.
Fucked up. Anyway, it's almost like they're actors paid to do like a different job. Anyway, he's gonna turn in his evil underling, and he's like, "Hand me that phone."
Yeah.
Dial 911. No, I want you to
You
dial
call
911.
yourself. This is the last chance I have to boss you around, and I can't get up.
That was incredible. Like I was like, yeah, dude. He's gonna
evil underling
call the cops.
Picks up the phone off of a pillow, and then he thinks about it for like a second. He's like, "Why would I do the most retarded thing ever?" And he puts the phone down. And
Well,
he
the
picks up-
second most retarded thing
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
we'll
end
get-
of the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
I was about to say, it was also hilarious that he was like, you need to call the cops. And what, tell him I stole a bunch of fucking dinosaurs? Oh man, LAPD's gonna be up there in a second.
They'll be like, "Stop calling." Like, yeah, you and everybody else, buddy.
Was my refrigerator running too?
See, I'm glad you explained the joke. I understand now.
Yeah, dude. It was it was he fucking smothers him with a pillow.
the fucking amber cane
Oh, it
falls and shatters on the
Yeah.
ground.
Well, that was worth something, dude. You couldn't have cut that?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But that's to like show the audience that he died.
He's dead.
Because we don't want to make the
Artful.
children
Yeah.
watch a guy get fucking smothered.
Except we'll show a guy get his arm fucking ripped off and blood splatter on the fucking
Oh, I forgot about that. That's the closest.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it comes to violence.
the gore in this movie is really toned down.
Oh, it's
compared
virtually
to
not
There's
It doesn't
like no
exist.
more.
All of
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, all of these movies are PG-13.
They
It wasn't-
are, but
Yeah,
even
but-
like Lost
but-
World had more blood.
Well, in Jurassic Park, I mean, when the fucking arm comes down, like, out of the cable.
It's got some meat there. On
Oh,
it.
yeah. It's gnarly.
Yeah. Good movie.
God
But-
damn, it's so good.
Yeah, no, this movie is really timid. It's okay to show that guy get his arm ripped off, though,
Right,
because he was
yeah.
a bully.
Yeah.
We established very tastefully, it's like, just like master screenwriting, it's established early in the movie that this guy is such a big asshole that he has to rip out dinosaur teeth to make necklace, because you didn't know that he was evil earlier.
Yeah, at all, because he just shot Owen right in the fucking chest, almost point blank.
Yeah, he shoots him like twice and is like, "We'll fucking leave him
With
here."
a trank, sorry. Yeah.
But he shoots him and like, "We'll leave him here to get eaten by dinosaurs or by lava."
Yeah.
Shit.
I gotta fill my fucking quota today.
Yeah, I've been an asshole enough.
Dude, and then the fucking doctor girl, whatever her fucking name was, Z or something dumb like
Oh
that.
my god! It had my favorite line in the whole movie, the biggest dumb exchange where like one of the guys who's totally justified shoots the raptor while it's like fucking eating him.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "Hey, I know that this is important to you guys, but so's my face
In my life.
and so he like shoots the raptor, and everybody's like, "But Billy, you dickhead, you shot the raptor!"
Yeah.
And then so like the hipster girl has to patch him up because she's the only one that can save dinosaur lives. Because they don't bring.
Because she's a doctor for dinosaurs,
Yes.
apparently, because that's a thing.
And they didn't bring a single veterinarian besides her, just only military men.
Who aren't trained in triage
Yeah.
or any medical kind of like.
No,
Yeah.
just duct tape and staples and so on. So
Suck it up, pussy.
So she's like fixing the Raptor in the back of the truck, and Buffalo Bill knocks on it and he's like, "You got a heartbeat in there?" And then she's like, "Do you?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
I know when she said that, I was like, "Wow, this is bad."
I just felt myself get dumber. Like,
Yeah.
it was just,
Oh my god. It
it
was.
was so funny.
No,
though.
yeah, that was.
There's something to like really heavy-handed like politics in movies. Like when a movie, like again, like a lot of people might misconstrue this criticism as like, well, I disagree with your politics. It's more like there's something to like nuanceless, like heavy-handed, like cartoonish depictions.
Yeah.
That's what this movie.
Yeah,
was.
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause it
exactly.
almost feels like Disney's trying to capitalize on
Yes.
Yeah,
Because-
it's like
on that.
and
Because they
actually,
clearly have the moral high ground.
I feel like
Yeah.
even animal rights
Yeah.
people should be a
Oh,
little
it's
bit
not?
It's universal.
Whatever.
should be a little bit annoyed because like, but it's again whoever, but the people
No,
who make
I-
this movie they're like they're basically trying to like capitalize on like kind of like social movements and stuff and just like kind of
Sure.
dumb them
And
down.
it's
Yeah.
just
Make
cheap,
them-
shallow shit. And I don't think anyone.
and again, a lot of this animal rights shit doesn't actually like apply in this scenario because the dinosaurs are.
Just wait for the third movie. The dinosaurs will be a symbol for apartheid.
You joke, but I could
probably
see
will
that.
happen.
Yeah.
I could see them do.
And I mean, like, for the record, I'm sure anybody
Dinosaur
who
rights
has
thing.
seen the movie knows, like, it's not that we have a problem with the quote-unquote politics of this movie. I mean,
Or
like,
even the science of it. Like
Yeah.
I can get like the first movie. I'm like, okay, cool.
frog DNA, whatever.
I'm
Fuck
behind
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it. I don't give a
Frog
shit.
DNA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
They-
falls
they
apart in the
infuse
third
it-
movie, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll buy the science. I don't give a shit about the politics either. Like, I'm pro-animal. I don't go hunting.
Yeah.
No one lets me join their mercenary clubs, and I've tried. So it's like I'm not trying to defend, mercenaries or something. I'm just saying this
Mercenary
movie,
lives
I'm very
matter.
pro PMC right here.
it's just this movie is hilariously shallow.
Oh yeah.
They're like literally they're like auctioning off the dinosaurs while they're all like in cages and like evil businessmen and
It's like dimly lit and
Yeah.
shit, and they're like, fuck, oh god.
Guys,
It's
dinosaurs
just-
are scary, but what's really terrifying?
capitalism.
Yep.
That's the real.
The fucking like
Danger.
Texans in the bolo ties and cowboy hats with their
Fucking Russian
giant
dudes.
mustaches. And yeah, the Russian guy's like 5 billion. 5 billion
5
dollars.
billion rubles for the raptor.
God.
Well, again, as someone who hasn't seen it, like I think you look at it and it's like so. The original Jurassic Park is like it's like a really like just good core idea.
Yeah.
It's just like all right. So the idea is just like and it's based off a book, and it's the idea is like humanity creating something that it can't control, and the idea of like natural like evolution being like something that we can't necessarily like use to our advantage, and it being our undoing. Like the idea of like you create these dinosaurs, and like they're gonna fucking kill you because they're
Sure.
scary animals.
I mean, it also shows how man can't control nature when a tropical storm knocks out this entirely advanced electrical park.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, and the closest you come to evil characters is fucking
Newman.
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 Yeah, Dennis and the fucking lawyer are like the closest to being evil, and
Yeah.
really it's just here's a fucking fat lazy guy who is trying to sell this shit to another company,
Yeah.
and then here's a greedy lawyer who abandons children. But I mean, like,
Well, because
that's fine.
it's not
Sure.
about like
I believe
individual.
him.
nothing's like mustache twirl.
Because it's
all
not
like
no.
it's not about
people could
individual
react
evil.
like
It's
that.
it's not about individual evil. It's about human folly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, like I mean, like that needs one movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One movie. You only need one movie to cover that. The rest of it.
But that's
and
why.
I guess
Yeah.
this is my thing. Like why I never really got. I'm sorry, not really into dinosaurs.
I don't know how.
Oh, wow.
I think
Dinosaurs
they're.
are fucking
I think they're
cool.
fine.
Yezin
but,
was
like,
actually cloned.
Yes.
He never had a childhood because he's a fake human.
That's why you have no sense of whimsy.
Yeah.
fake news.
They didn't
But-
program that into your DNA.
Maybe.
Yo, you think we should
I don't-
have him like fun? Nah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the joy went, but I don't experience it. Like dinosaurs to me, like I saw the Land Before Time. It's like okay, whatever. They're just they might as well be any
I
other.
saw the lamp before time.
They might as well be.
He's
any,
basically a paleontologist, guys.
I saw We're Back.
I mean, I saw dinosaurs on Disney. You guys saw that.
Yeah.
Not the baby. Fuck
Like,
yeah.
I mean, the point is, like, they might as well be any other fucking. Oh, not the baby. That was good. Not the mama. Also, anyway, they could just any other animal to me. I don't really care. But I feel like the original idea, it's cool. It's like kind of a similar to like a Planet of the Apes type. Maybe not.
No.
Maybe.
I'm the only one that thinks it's going in that
anyway, the
direction.
idea basically is like inability to obtain total mastery over nature. I'm like, okay, cool, that's it. It doesn't need to be a big like dinosaur action figure warehouse type of deal where it is now.
Hey, I got plenty of quality action figure
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
get the one where
from
the
that
meat
first
comes
movie.
out of the
meat
side,
comes
hell
out.
yeah.
And then like when the Lost World comes out and you had the big T-Rex you could push down on its
Oh, hell yeah.
tongue and its mouth closed.
Dude, the Nedry figure, the arms actually came off of it because like he died.
No shit,
Yeah,
I didn't have
yeah.
it. Oh man, they had some cool
Then there's like
figures.
those vehicles with the thing that captures the T-Rex.
And this is why they're still making these movies.
That's true, because dumb idiots who play with
Merchandising, yeah.
Fucking.
Well, also last
Anyway,
one.
toys. Yeah,
I love it when a movie shows us how evil capitalism is while like
While feeding into it
Yeah.
relentlessly.
really using the system
We're really
to their
sticking
advantage.
it to the man. Yeah.
Fuck
Join
corporate
us.
rich dude, buy these toys.
New pterodactyl Happy Meal till while supplies last.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah,
But I mean, like even like I've said before, this movie is a soft reboot of The Lost World, and it's like you have mercenaries in that movie, and you have like the one guy who's like the big game hunter who's like, I just want to kill a fucking giant T-Rex man, like a male one because it's a buck, it's tougher, and he's like, you can keep the money, but he's like competent at his job,
yeah.
and like when his friend gets killed, he's like,
Nah.
what a big asshole I've been working for. What a terrible idea all of this
Yeah.
was. I'm going home. You're like, okay, this guy is like a jerk, but he's a person.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Instead of like watching, I rip out dinosaur teeth. You think that'll come back later? Maybe I'll get some comeuppance. And
Yeah,
it's like,
dude.
geez.
Well, you know the second he tranks the fucking Indoraptor or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
You know the second he hits it twice, you're like, dude, come on, hit it again. This thing, you don't even know what the fuck this thing is.
As you've just said, you're like, I've never seen you before.
Yeah, you were
tough
on the
as fuck."
island.
That was a very self-aware schlocky moment. Though. Not that I'm defending this movie
Sure.
in any way in that point, but
No, and there were people in my theater who were like, yeah, he's a jerk, get him.
Yeah.
They did that with him, and they did that with a businessman. They laughed at all the jokes. Like, I hate going to the theater.
I wasn't vocal, like loud enough for anyone to hear me because I went today and there weren't a whole lot of people in the theater or anything, but I was sitting there and moments would happen and I would just be like, oh my God, and just like put my head down and be like, what's going on? And then at the end of the movie, I'm not kidding, I was like, thank God, and I like got up and I left.
Yeah, I got up as soon as it ended.
I couldn't sit in there anymore.
But you know, like, and I'll say, Dan, you were talking about like you were sitting like next to like a small child when you were watching the movie, and it's like I can understand how like that might like soften everything for you. Where you're like, oh, this is nice. You're seeing this work for a younger generation. I didn't have that. Like, I went to an 11:30 at night show full of adults who shouldn't have been reacting the way that they were.
Yes.
Oh,
But also as a child, I enjoyed The Phantom Menace. So, I mean, children aren't the best.
I enjoyed the lightsaber fight in the Phantom Menace. Yeah,
but-
kids are dumb.
yeah,
but,
kids are stupid.
But I have to admit, like, I remember Gateway played Raiders of the Lost Ark a couple summers ago. None of you guys would go with me. I went by myself. And then, like, there were, like, people who brought their kids. And I was like, wow, this is a great movie that I loved as a kid that I still love. And they're, like, gasping and being, like, enchanted by it. And I was like, that's fucking cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I
it's
get
a good
it.
fucking movie.
Yeah,
I
those
think
fucking
it's a
rules.
good movie.
Rules so hard.
God, it's so good. Anyway,
Yeah. Don't get me started.
something that I also noticed was like none of the jokes in this landed, at least in my theater.
Actually, I'll
Like,
say, it landed in mine, but there was only one that I liked.
what
was that the one that was in the trailer?
Yeah, there was one in the trailer where, like, I saw it and I was like, that's gonna be the only good line in the movie. Where he goes, now remember, if anything happens to you,
Oh yeah.
you made me come here. And,
Because that's something you would say.
But
in
then
real
when
life.
he says the line, "Don't worry, I'll be fine," the music starts up over top of it, and
Yeah.
it's so loud. I was like,
yeah,
"Why did you ruin that part of the
yeah,
fucking
because
joke?"
that's like classic Chris Peppers. I'll be fine. Like,
yeah.
I'm like,
Like,
that's funny.
dude, the music just started up so loud, and you can barely hear it there at the end where he says, "Don't worry, I'll be fine." And I'm like, "What? But you could have waited 2 seconds for that."
No. People will get bored.
Yeah, music swell.
Jesus Christ, we dodged the bullet. Oh my God. Throw some more money at this.
Yeah. God damn it.
Oh man.
So do we want to get into spoilers?
Yes.
Fuck spoil the shit out of this movie.
Okay, so there's a little girl in the movie that lives in the haunted mansion with the decrepit old dude.
Yeah.
And the second that she asks her dying old grandfather, "Did I look like my mother?" I was like, "Well, bitch is a clone."
Yeah.
I know it. She's a clone. Why the fuck would a kid not know what her dead mother looked like? Photographs exist.
Yep.
So, and you know, they gradually give you more and more evidence that she's a clone. But I was just spending the entire movie trying to figure out why.
And it's solidified when the maid or whatever says, "I raised them, both of them." Like, I was
why
like,
did you give her your
I don't know.
That's not the Queen's English.
There's literally a scene in the movie where she lectures the little girl for saying bath instead of bath. Her accent
God.
is very important.
So
to her.
yeah, obviously, but I wanted her to sound stupid. Just like this
I
movie.
wanted her to be more like my Nana. Where she's like, "Hey, you quit playing with that hose, Wayne. You come inside.
Turn the water off.
Eat your SpaghettiOs, god damn it, before I throw this beer can
Meanwhile,
at
I don't want SpaghettiOs today.
you." So there's a little insight on Zane's childhood.
Anyway, so
This movie would be so much better.
I feel like
It was Jurassic Trailer Park. That would be the best.
oh yes,
Oh my god, I love that.
we can
Is that
happen.
a thing? Can we make
We've
that?
got to make it now. It's amazing.
That's got to be a thing.
WolfPunch
already.
presents.
Jurassic
Trailer
trailer park, because I couldn't even fucking remember that. It's hilarious though.
Sorry. So anyway, the
But
little
no,
girl clone.
Like, I feel like that's to what Yezin was saying. Like, it should have stopped at one movie.
Oh,
Like, just like
definitely.
Westworld should have stopped at one season. Like, the
Another
story that they
subject, but
wrote
yeah.
can sustain, like, one thing. But as soon as you're like, oh, well, why, if they can clone dinosaurs, why don't they clone humans? As soon as you start pulling at all those strings,
I see. Here's
it's
the
like
thing.
unraveling because it's like it's getting too big for.
I don't agree with this because I think that as much as like the first movie explores like human foley and all that stuff, if they wanted to make a sequel to it, I feel like there's ways to do it without it becoming about
there is,
about like,
but not in this,
mercenaries
not in
and-
this
and
film series that they're making now.
Would you consider Jurassic Park sci-fi? I'm not a big genre guy. I'm
You could, but
it
I mean, it's
bad?
really more an action adventure.
Yeah,
Well,
I would say-
I don't know.
I would say
there's
it's like
science
adventure
fiction in it.
/ horror. for
that's
the
what
first one, at least.
they're trying to
But
make it.
there's,
sci-fi
I mean, there's
now.
science fiction in it.
Yeah.
It's like low sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know, there's like
Yeah,
high
kind
sci-fi
of.
and stuff. Like
I don't know. I feel like
I wouldn't personally, but I
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm not saying on genre.
You could make the argument.
what Dan just said
The-
about like the first movie being like an action horror movie. I feel like I want to see a movie go in that route of
I do
like
too.
a fucking horror movie with the dinosaurs.
Well, that's what I wanted the first Jurassic World to be, was just because like I was like, you know what? Technically, we haven't seen any of these movies where it's a functioning park.
yeah.
And then I was like, that would be kind of cool seeing like some of the like just normal people visiting this park, and then it becomes like a little lifeboat situation where I was like, I could watch that. Like, and I know a lot of like every kid worth their salt in our age group grew up with and loved Jurassic Park. Fuck you, Yezin. And like I didn't realize until I got older, like that movie didn't scare me at all. Like I just loved it so
Yeah,
much. But I found
yeah.
out like so many of my friends had told me like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I loved that movie, but it used to scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Like me, I would just like if I ate something with bones in it, I'd bury him in the yard so I could stay back. I'd be like, I'm Dr. Grant. And then, can we get this car up in the tree? And they'd be like, oh. But then like the older I get and I'm watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of this is just even shot like a horror movie. Like one of my favorite sequences in the whole bit is when Muldoon and Ellie are like going to the bunker, and like when they're like hiding in the jungle and he's like talking in that whisper, and it's just like the light of the sun is like beaming through the leaves and he's all sweating. Like, this is fucking cool.
Oh.
And then she runs into the bunker and like the backlighting and her shadows like up on the wall. I'm like,
Dude.
this is so cool.
God.
There are like some genuinely suspenseful moments in that movie. And you know what? This movie tries
Tries
to
so
do that.
hard.
in like a really weird, baffling, dumb, annoying sequence where you're like,
Which one?
When like it's Star-Lord and Bryce Dallas Howard and little clone girl running around like the museum portion of the haunted house.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know none of these characters are going to die because the first hour has already shown me that only evil people die.
Yep.
And they're not going to kill a little kid.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Earlier you were talking about, when we got into spoilers, you were talking about the clone girl. Like, where were you going with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's that the reason why she's a clone is a spoiler to the whole ending.
Okay.
Yeah, oh my god,
Why
it's
is she
so
a clone?
fucking... Oh, yeah.
Let's just do it.
Okay.
Talk
so-
about it because it's fucking garbage.
it's
So at the end of the movie, like some toxic gas is like gassing all of the dinosaurs.
Which, why do they have a fucking tank of that in the basement of this place? Real random.
Science.
To gas the dinosaurs. And they're like, oh, we can't turn on the vents or reverse or guess I got fucking die. And then,
It was actually like a big pivotal plot moment for Bryce Dallas Howard's character where it's like she wanted to save the dinosaurs, she wanted them to survive, but then it's kind of like Chris Pratt was like, you're gonna release these animals into like the wild where people are and everything.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of a shit idea.
Oh yeah, all of these people are going to jail now.
And when Andy Dwyer is like, hey, maybe don't push the big shiny button.
Yeah, so she actually like doesn't press the button. You're like,
I was so happy.
Yeah.
So
same.
finally, like an adult acts like an adult in this movie.
Yeah.
And then the goddamn little clone girl just like walks up and presses the button and lets them all.
And she's like, I had to save them because they're alive and I'm alive too. We're both made out of clone soup, and so they're like, they're my siblings. And you're like, Jesus.
And I like all the adults came to the agreement, like, hey, this is a bad idea. But
Right.
because the girl pressed the button, they're like, oh no, you made
Yeah,
a great
does-
argument,
does
little
the
girl.
movie-
Stupid.
How does the movie frame that? Like
Like she made the right decision.
Exactly.
yeah,
at
right.
the very
Like she
end.
has a heart.
No one yells at her like, I'd have been smacking her.
Because if the dinosaurs don't have a soul, then she doesn't have a soul. So if you think the
we
dinosaur's
still-
a piece of shit,
are we
then
still
the
as a
clone is
society
piece of
on
shit.
this soul shit?
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
no, that
If-
doesn't come up.
I don't care.
In context, that's the way I took it.
I mean,
'cause she
right,
was
I know-
That's
I
an
know what you mean.
interpretation,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't overhanded.
Yeah, it
Get your
wasn't-
Catholic upbringing out of my dinosaur movie.
If the movie would have ended with Chris Pratt being like, "What the hell did you just do?"
Yeah.
and like being angry and scared of like what she just did, like that actually could have been interesting.
Yeah.
and might have made me think like, oh, okay, this movie was terrible up until the end when this happened. But everybody's just driving off into the sunset,
Yeah.
like la-di-da-di-da.
It ends
There's just
on that,
pterodactyls
So
flying.
everyone like when she presses the button, everyone changes their minds.
No,
Like, yeah.
well, okay, so then it like cuts to Ian Malcolm like in his hearing that he was in
Yeah.
the trailer or whatever, and he's talking
And
and,
he goes,
doing a
"We're bone."
voiceover, and like it's showing all these fucking dinosaurs that were released.
Like a T-Rex
out
and a
in the-
lion meet
Yeah,
at the zoo.
Yeah, this thing, like this fucking T-Rex breaks into the zoo and
The
it's like
first place it
roaring
goes
at
is
a
like, I
fucking
love
lion.
cages. I
Yeah.
can't wait to go there.
And it eats a lion.
No,
They roar at each
They just
other.
roar at each other. They're
Yeah.
having a dick measuring contest, and then it cuts to fucking Blue running around in the desert, just like hanging
He like
out.
runs
and
up
he's
like
like-
suburbia on a
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah, where he's gonna eat someone's dog and then someone's kid trying to save the dog and
Yeah.
then the parents trying to save the kid.
Yeah.
It's such a happy ending, guys.
Never mind the fact that it tries to make Blue a character where like the
Oh
fucking
my
Velociraptor
God.
cries during a sequence. 'cause they're
Yeah.
all
So
bummed.
then,
Jesus
so then
Christ.
what I can only
What?
assume is that
Oh,
Owen-
no, we gotta talk about that because it's
Oh.
really stupid. So there's a scene where they're like performing like the surgery on the dinosaur to dig out the bullet, and they're like, hold him down, and it fucking sheds a tear.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Velociraptor sheds a tear.
a tear rolls out of its eye. It's fucking
And
insane.
it goes in so hard on the raptor and Andy Dwyer being best friends, even more so than in the first movie.
Yeah.
Did you remember when raptors were fucking scary?
Yeah,
they
no,
were
and now they're buddies.
I think I'm about to shed a tear.
So then, at the very end, the last shot we see, other than Ian Malcolm, is the last shot of the movie or whatever, right? Isn't he the?
I
Doesn't it
thought
zoom in?
Blue
Anyway.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
that blue was.
It's him narrating over the last
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
So Claire and Owen are driving a
Their
car
new clone daughter.
through. Yeah, did they fucking adopt her or something? Like,
I'm assuming.
I don't think
how
you
would
filled out
they?
any papers.
It's
Kidnapped
She
is the
doesn't
legal
exist.
term.
It's clone now.
she's not going to be in the next movie anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter, I guess. So
How do you know?
No, she's going to be the son.
She's gonna be telepathically communicating with the dinosaurs
Yeah.
in the next movie.
Brothers, sisters, T-Rex, I know that freedom makes you uncomfortable and you just want to go back to prison, but listen to me. No, it's going to be horrible.
But here's what would really happen. These dinosaurs would get Zanesville, and they would all get fucking eliminated by the military immediately.
Yeah.
The second that people found out that there were dinosaurs loose, the military would just fucking
Yeah,
murder them.
I want to see that movie.
Instantly.
I want to see Jurassic World 3 where the National Guard comes in
And fucking
to
kills
save
them all.
civilians, but we somehow make them evil.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I was going to say, do you really want to see evil military in
No.
Jurassic Park again?
I want to see the dinosaurs fully weaponized. I want to see like a really awful, like hammy proxy Trump president with like security guard velociraptors.
Yeah.
That's what I want to fucking see in Jurassic World.
And Blue learns how to talk, obviously.
I'm telling you
We got
guys.
great soldiers. Huge, biggest soldiers you've ever seen.
They're faster, they're scarier.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Enlist them in Space Force.
Many people have
Yeah.
said this.
That's what
That's
it
the
is.
fourth one.
It's
Space
Jurassic,
Raptors.
It's Jurassic Park Space Force.
Jurassic Galaxy.
Oh my God. It's like the Marios.
Jurassic Planet.
even simpler. Jurassic Space.
You gotta laugh.
I would watch Jurassic Space.
And they go back in time to stop the original comet.
Yes.
What is space?
No, not the original. It's like Armageddon where there's
No, they're launching Triceratops into the comet to push it back with their horns.
Bruce Willis Rex has to fucking put a bomb on the ground.
They use that same fucking
Jurassic
song.
Park. Oh my, yeah, fucking Aerosmith. If it's Jurassic Park and Armageddon, oh my god, I would see that fucking movie in a goddamn heartbeat. It would be my favorite thing in the world.
They have like
It's
they got
literally the
they
same
got
movie.
Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, and
Bruce Willis.
Just
to
the-
voice dinosaurs.
just
Homeward Bound style.
No, they'll do motion capture so that it kind of looks like Bruce Willis's
Bruce
face.
Willis is just like, dude.
He just has little arms.
Yeah.
I would watch that movie just to get the animal cracker scene
Oh
with
my
Velociraptor.
Oh my God.
That is, I want
So
to
they'll
see
be
this now.
human crackers.
Yeah.
So it would be Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World Armageddon, right?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what you'd call it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my
this-
God. We're millionaires now,
Jurassic-
guys.
Jurassic Space Armageddon.
What? Okay, so obviously we'd have to have Star Lord and the Lady in the Water come back. So
Who's the lady? Is Dallas Bryce Howard the lady
yeah,
in the
she
water?
played Mermaid in that fucking shitty
cool.
movie. But how would we bring them back?
Well, this time
No.
he's just Star Lord.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's just Star Lord.
Yeah, fuck it.
That was
Yeah.
easy.
And
There we go.
Universal and Disney
He-
crossover.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
I don't want to make that movie.
No, it sounds
Anyways.
Anyway.
So I left the theater completely thinking the next movie is going to be Planet of the Apes with dinosaurs.
I hope not, because it wouldn't make there weren't other like there. It wasn't like Noah's Ark. It wasn't 2x2. Like
And
Yeah.
why
You
would the
can't mate.
dinosaurs?
Well, I
suddenly,
guess
like,
when I say Planet of the
smart?
Apes, I mean like I'm not so much saying like they're smart now. I'm just saying like it's going to be like maybe a flash forward a little bit. And it'll be a dystopian future.
You know, I actually agree. I actually
And
don't want any more of these movies, but it would be nice to just see like a complete change of pace where like it doesn't need
Like-
to be like a dystopian like ruined world, but
on
something
the
where,
brink.
Like, yeah,
because
like
I want to see
something where-
it to be like this is what you guys wrote.
no,
This
no.
is where you guys led us by doing this
No.
kind of like the consequence.
They would all die.
Yeah,
No,
no, they
there's
would
absolutely
totally
no way.
all kill all of these dinosaurs like within.
This girl didn't save
2 months.
anything.
Yeah.
She fucked them all
Yeah.
by getting them shot to
and
death.
she just got a bunch of innocent people and animals killed in
Exactly.
the process of getting these.
Those
innocent
dinosaurs
animals
could have
killed.
died like a
But guys,
seemingly
what if the
painless death.
dinosaur? Think about it. What if the dinosaurs realized that a kindness was done onto them, and so they're now kind to everyone else?
Yeah, Blue's just going and helping like little old ladies across the road.
Like,
I only eat sick deer that overpopulate the area. I'm
Yeah.
very-
Dude.
a bunch of vegan dinosaurs running
Yeah,
around.
and that fucking whatever that megalodon thing was in the fucking water when the surfers were at the end.
Yeah, it does cut
Like-
away right before he gets to eating.
Exactly, because that guy was a good guy.
No,
So
you
you can't see that.
what's going to happen is that the dinosaurs are going to get their revenge because Jesus was a dinosaur.
Oh yeah, you have got to stop researching Prometheus. Jesus Christ!
No,
You are just going down that Ridley
Jesus,
Scott rabbit hole.
I have so many mixed feelings about Ridley Scott.
Is Blue like Raptor Jesus?
Yeah.
Is he like the Raptor?
Pretty much.
Might as well be.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, should we wrap this up with
Rapture.
closing thoughts?
Should we rapture this up?
Yeah, let's rapture up this fucking.
Yeah.
So I would not recommend it, but fuck, you probably already saw it, so whatever. I don't want to give this money a movie. So you're giving me money. I want to go to bed. Fuck this.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I think that the way it ended, if it was in better hands and it had a better first and second movie, it could be interesting. Like where they're trying to take it, I think, but the first two movies didn't instill any confidence. So
Spend your money on The Incredibles too.
yeah.
Watch this movie when it's on Netflix and you hang out with your friends and you're drinking and laughing at it.
That's a lot of our recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like
Movies are better when you're drunk.
this movie is hilarious. Like I just hate it because I was in a theater where people are taking this seriously. This is going to be super successful. And there's going to be more of it, and
Yeah.
it's attached to a franchise where the first movie is like. One, a childhood treasure of mine, and two, I think it still holds up
Yeah.
as like a
Yeah.
perfect blockbuster.
Yep.
Right. Even if you want like dinosaur action and like fun like that, I don't even think it's that good for that regard. Like
No.
the start,
Yeah.
like the initial premise of like the fallen kingdom with the eruption, that stuff was kind of fun, but that's not even like barely a third of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
It happens so fast.
Yeah, it's just over and done with like really quickly, and just the rest of it feels like a rejected script from a Scooby Doo episode. or
Yeah, yeah.
something.
If you're gonna do a haunted house full of dinosaurs, then there should at least be blood and guts.
Mm-hmm.
I at least want to see people get eaten.
Yeah,
For
that'd be
sure.
cool. And I mean, what the movie really lost me is like when they released the dinosaurs at the end. Like Chris Pratt didn't turn to the camera and say, "I guess it's a real Jurassic World now."
Well, they do that basically when Ian Malcolm says, "Well, like, doesn't he say?"
He says like, "Welcome to Jurassic World."
Oh, and also just so people don't go in expecting like more Ian Malcolm, he's in a total of like 2 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
and he's in like one scene.
He says, "Welcome to Jurassic World."
Yes, he
Yeah.
does,
Essentially, yeah.
and it's like a pun on like the world is now a Jurassic World.
Yeah, I
No,
got that.
It's stupid as fuck.
Yeah, they are gonna have trouble getting that big fucking Fishosaurus out of the ocean, but
Yeah.
other than
Yeah.
that,
I mean,
So
all
can
of
they,
these could
aren't they
easily
all
be
female?
cleaned
Can they
up.
not mate? Can they not?
No,
reproduce?
god damn it!
life
Yes, watch a
finds,
movie.
life finds a way.
Finds
Yeah.
a way.
Again.
But it doesn't. Things do go extinct.
No.
No.
Stuff.
Not apparently things aren't allowed to go extinct.
Just ask
anymore.
all the dodo birds. Yeah.
Dinosaurs go extinct? What are you talking about?
Shaw.
Something goes extinct like every day.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's fucking horrible.
Like this
But-
podcast.
It's actually not funny. Yes.
Damn. Anyway, yeah, fuck this movie. Fuck everything. The world's shit.
The Jurassic World shit.
WolfPunch.